and welcome to my channel. My name's Rebecca, also known as 4Kids147, and it's time for tip and trick number 32. I do need to keep checking my numbers recently. Tip and trick number 32. So the last tip and trick number 31, I did tell you how to get flat a diamond painting that has double-sided tape. So they tend to be the ones that come with the opaque cover. If it's got an opaque cover, it's double-sided tape. If it's got a clear cover, like this one, for example, that is poured glue. Tends to be the general rule. There are a couple of different types of glue, but they tend to be your two. Otherwise, it's something that a company makes a fairly big deal about it being different. Now, for a smaller double-sided tape painting that you are going to hang up or store flat in some form or other, it is best to use my last tip and trick. However, if you are going to be working on a painting that is a lot bigger and you're going to want to store it rolled up, I don't suggest peeling the cover back and laying it flat, because double-sided tape is not as forgiving as poured glue. Poured glue will often allow you to roll it up and lay it flat. It will let you do both. Double-sided tape, it can cause bubbles if you do that. So I have a couple of Heaven and Earth Designs paintings that I'm working on. They're just on a blank canvas, but they are double-sided tape. And what I recommend with these, because you can see there's sort of a bubble here because of me unrolling it to work on it and then laying it flatter. I don't think it's that bad. No, it's more the top paper than it is the underneath. The underneath has got a little bit. I think I do need to cut the next part. It's on these big ones, leave it rolled. You can always roll it onto something bigger. So this is pipe lagging or pipe insulation. I've rolled it onto that. You could roll it onto a pool noodle, but keep its basic rolled shape. And then what I do with my Heaven and Earth Designs is I actually cut them into strips. I measure the strips because that's the size I work on, is 2 lots of 10 because it's a blank one. But with a painting that you're not doing a specific set size, you can always cut them bigger. And then I'll lay it flat for the part that I'm using, and I'll actually leave this bit rolled up. So I think what I need to do is cut another 1 or 2 that will just stop this bubble forming when it lies flat. But when I roll it up, this top cover isn't pulling on the bottom, and that will help your double-sided tape canvas to stay nice. If you tend to store your paintings rolled up, then your double-sided tape ones, by all means peel some back, check your symbols are clear, but don't unroll the whole thing, or at least not hugely unroll it. Let it keep its basic roll shape, even if it loosens just a little bit, for you to store it. And then when you're working on the painting, if you do work on a big table where you'll lay the whole thing flat, then peel off your backing tape to lay it flat. But I don't recommend with double-sided tape that you unroll too much of it. If you can get away, if it's something that you're going to roll and unroll because you're working on it, then I do suggest cutting some lines in your paper. This does still meet up. It's because I've not put that one back right. It does normally still meet up in the middle when it's pushed down, but it just allows it that breathing room to stop you getting bubbles in it. I have got a couple of bubbles in here that have appeared. Not huge, but if I peel it back, there's only some tiny ones. There's a little bit of one here. You can sort of see it a little bit more on the edge there. It's not so much a big pucker bubble but it does just need a little bit of a flatten down, and that's because I've stored it flat and then rolled it up again. Whereas if I cut another couple of strips in these, like I have done here, it then won't bubble up underneath. Even where there's that crease there, there is nothing wrong with the canvas itself. The canvas has been allowed to, or the glue's been allowed to stay where it wants to stay, even though this top cover is moving lots. So that's my tip and trick for big ones, because the likes of this Heaven and Earth design that I'm working on, this is in and out all the time. It gets rolled up, gets rolled flat for me to work on a little bit, and gets put away again. And apart from a very tiny one, because I've not cut my lines enough, it's perfect underneath all the rest. So I hope that helps some of you that are working with double-sided tape on big canvases. And thank you all so much for watching, and I'll speak to you all again soon.